drive charging.
Kia ora Commanders, Commander Crichton here, and welcome to the Galaxy Map Anew Route Planning Edition. Now this is a tutorial video on route planning, but obviously it's considerations for planning your routes rather than how to, because unlike in the Gamma where we had to manually select each star and it would take an entire evening to get out to the Pleiades Nebula, route planning was added in, or automated route planning, and we got 100 light years and now 1000 light years. So if you wanted to go to the Pleiades Nebula from Sol, you can actually just plot one straight line, or lots of little jumps, but it's an one-click operation. So just because we can plan the route out there doesn't mean you're going to get there successfully. There are some things to consider, such as fuel. So first thing is, obviously you were hopefully familiar with the Galaxy map, and we've got it set on realistic for now, and I'm just in the navigation tab, so you should be familiar that you can enter searches and whatnot. This is not what we're after here. Key is firstly the jump data. Now you've got a slider where you can get it to plan routes based on the amount of cargo you're carrying if you haven't already purchased your cargo, otherwise it will default to that. I'm in a ship with 0 cargo capacity. I'm in a Viper, so it's not going anywhere with any cargo, and it's got a 10.44 light year jump range, or 10.66 when it runs low on fuel. So it's got short legs, which does limit where we can go. Now most people will look at plat on fastest route, which gets you to your target in the least number of jumps. But let's say we had to go to HIP 22286 from where we're at. Now the first thing you note is we can plot the jump, but the lines go from solid to dashed. The dashed means it's out of range. We will run out of fuel before we get there. So there are some considerations that we might take. Firstly, if we select economic route and then replan it, you'll note that it goes from a dashed line to a solid line. So the economic route chooses the shortest jumps to get to where you're going. Obviously there is a lot more jumps, so you'll spend longer to get there because each jump takes, what, a minute or 2 minutes, but you won't need to refuel as you go. So you can travel a lot further on the economic route than you can on the fastest route. And if you've got a huge jump range, it can be going from 80 light years to 270 or something. The reason why I've chosen the Viper is because it's got a short jump range, so the demonstration could be rather easier to fit on the screen. Now, if you wanted to go further, and as you can see we can get quite far, relatively speaking, on the economic one, and you'll need to refuel, you've got your two options. You can either stop at stations, dock and refuel, or you can fuel scoop. If you're going to stop at stations, what you want to do is switch it to map mode, and economy will work. Any of the options that are allegiance, government or economy will be fine. And as you see, I've got everything collected but none. So if the system is uninhabited, as you see their names flash up but they disappear when we toggle it, then obviously you're not going to be able to stop there and get fuel if you don't have a fuel scoop. So if I was making my trip to HIP 22286 and I was going to use the fastest route, and let it do its magic. Now the problem is that I'll go jump to here, jump to there, jump to there, jump to there, and I'm going to be out of fuel, and there's no station for me to refuel that. What about the previous jump? Nope. So all the way back here. So it may be the fastest because you're making the least amount of jumps, but I'm going to have to stop at HIP 20199, refuel, and then even if I refuel there, I'm going to have to recalculate the route because, Murphy's Law, I might have enough fuel to make that last jump. Probably will, because I have 2 jumps there and there. But it's something to consider. You're going to have to stop and dock and refuel. So we'd go here, go and have the system map. It's loading the right one. Go OK. So this won't be that bad. It's only 480 light seconds from the star, so you'll drop in, take a few minutes to get there, land, refuel. Does have refueling. Don't forget to check on the facilities. Really embarrassing if you jump into a system, go to dock in the first station, and it doesn't have a refueling option. You have to fly to the other one, which is usually hundreds of thousands of light years away, and then you have to switch things off to preserve fuel. So that wouldn't be that bad, but if it was, say, 10,000 light seconds to the station, and that's your only fueling option, it may actually be quicker to just bite the bullet, make the extra jumps, and use the economic route, because you'll get there, you have the fuel. Now if you've got a fuel scoop, what you do is you switch it to star class, and we'll go back to fastest so that we need to look to where we're refueling. And with the star class you can refuel from O, B, A, F, G, K, M. O, B, A, fine girl, kiss me is one of the things you can use to remember it, or just take off the top and then down to there. But if we're going through this one, you can see that all those stars are refuelable stars, so we could jump right up to COL 285 sector OHB B12-2 and refuel there and then carry on. If that last star was not lit up as we saw before, I think we could do it that way. Yep. Then we'd know, oh, even if we jump that far and we've got a fuel scoop, we're not going to be able to refuel because it's not the right fuel star for fuel. If you are heading out exploring, you probably already knew this, but one thing to pay attention to is if we just select the stars that you can't refuel from and zoom out. No. You notice that there's this band of lots of unrefuelable stars that runs along the galactic plane. So being above or below that is very useful if you're traveling anywhere and you're relying on a fuel scoop, because you're just running into a lot of those annoying I can't refuel here stars. See, it's quite a lot of them, because your route planner doesn't care. It just picks a route and goes, and 9 times out of 10 it will pick all the protostars and brown dwarfs it can, and you're not able to refuel. But if you're out in here, there's still quite a star density, but it's just out of that band of annoying unrefuelable stars, so you just get better time as you're traveling along. So hopefully this has made sense, and if you've got any questions, just post them in the comments. This may be something that everyone's already aware of, but occasionally it does pop up in the forum, so I just thought I'd do a quick video and put it with the other Galaxy Mapper new videos, just in case there are some new people and it does help you travel around the galaxy a bit more. Have a good day.